I want to close a circle here. On Friday, I talked to an 83-year-old new friend of mine. His name is Les Mann. He works every day selling cars, Bill Pierre Ford. He had a beloved 1997 F-250 pickup truck. I mean, he loved that truck. And so we put a picture up on Facebook, and then over the weekend I got a message that somebody found it. And I talked to Les an hour ago, and he said he'd sure like to talk to the guy who found it. And we have the guy who found it. His name is James. He joins me live here on the Dori Monson Show. Hello, James.
Hello, Dori.
I know your sister and your niece and your brother-in-law. Yeah. And did you and I go to Ballard High at the same time?
No, I'm about 12 years younger than you are.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. So tell me, Nicole would not tell me off the air, but she talked to you and she said it's a really cool story. So tell me about finding this truck that was stolen.
Okay, so I was driving home Friday and just kind of, listening with half an ear. And what really struck me about Mr.
What do you
Mann,
mean you're listening with half an ear? My show demands 100% attention, James.
I was in traffic. So I was coming back, and you mentioned the fact that Mr. Mann was 83 years old, and that's the same age my mother would have been. We lost her just last year, and then just kind of listening, it struck me that it struck a chord with me because I know Bill Pierre's sons, and so things were lining up. So I started paying more and more attention. And then you mentioned how crazy, the interesting color combination on the truck.
Right.
So I thought, I should look that up. And then I didn't get around to looking it up. Well, Saturday morning, I had something I had to do in Monroe, and I thought it was 9 o'clock, and I was going to take Highway 2 out. And then I looked at my phone, and I was like, it's at 10 o'clock. Well, I'll just take the River Road. And so I was driving down the River Road, and I passed that truck, and I thought, well, that sounds like that color combination that Dori was talking about.
Oh, my goodness.
And I drove past it. I drove all the way to Snohomish, and then I thought, I better go back. And so I turned around and I went back, and I pulled in, and I looked at it, and it had the chrome underneath the doors that Les had talked about, and it had the fifth wheel jack in the back. And I was like, okay. So I pulled down the road, and I called the police, and they said, well, maybe we'll get someone out there sometime today. And that's when I called Bill Pierre Ford so that they could get in touch with him.
Oh, my gosh. That is a wild string of events that led you to that truck.
Absolutely. I mean, I joked around with my friends because if anyone else had been in the car and they had said, well, that's the truck, I would have said, no way. No way.
Well, tell you what, James, let me also get on live with us, the owner of that truck, Les Mann. Les, you said you wanted to talk to the guy who found your truck, and now's your big opportunity. Yeah. What do you have to say?
James, you're my hero today.
Oh, I'm so glad you got it back, sir.
Well, so am I, and it's guys like you that pay attention to stuff around them, and that helps with all this. But I'm telling you, when I got a phone call from the guy at Pierre that somebody had found my truck, and then he had evidently went back and forth with you. Did you send him a picture?
I did. I sent him pictures. Yeah, I was taking pictures and sending them to him, and that's when the police pulled up to tell me to get out of the road.
Yeah, he told me that you were sending a picture, and then he actually sent me that picture, and I said, that is definitely my truck. And so I hopped in my car and started driving down there. I got up on almost to Everett on Broadway there, and the police called me and said they were there and had possession of the truck. And it's just it's hard for me to say how I feel. It's just like somebody like you who cares. And I really appreciate that. I'd like to meet you someday.
I will stop down and see you at Bill Pierre Ford. And, my mom always believed that every day miracles happen. And I believe it too.
Well, and then the miracle is that there was hardly anything at all wrong with the truck. The only thing they did was tap the key, broke the door handle on the inside of the driver's door, and then of course my alarm, something happened to that because my remotes wouldn't work, and so that is what's so amazing.
Well, and I heard, if I can jump in, Les, because when your friend emailed us this weekend to tell us this, she said that you were almost choking back tears when you were telling her about it.
Oh, yeah. I'm almost now.
I understand.
It's hard not to.
Well, when James said a miracle happens every day, that got me. Come on. This is good stuff.
Well, if we look around a story, we can always see a miracle, something happening.
There you go.
And I fully believe that. And it's, this is actually a little miracle compared to some of the things that really happen to people who have real miracles that happen to them.
All right. Well, I've got to jump in on this here. So, James, any last words from you?
No, I'm so thankful that we got it back to him.
Yeah. It's been really cool.
God bless you, James.
God bless you, sir.
All right. George. Thank you, Bob. I'm serious. You guys are making me cry now, for crying out loud. Okay. All right. James, thank you. James, tell your whole family I said hi, okay?
I will. Thanks, Dori.
Okay, you bet. So there's James and Les. Like I said, we'll stay in touch. Nope, Les is gone too. All right. That got me. Man, like I said an hour ago, what a great way to start a week. All right, quick time out, and then we have lots more to come as the Dori Monson Show rolls on.